Those who stole Obi's mandate don't know the consequences of what they have done, Dr. Yunusa Tanko. Well, you don't even need anybody to tell you the consequences because it's even in the Bible, it's in the Quran. Even those people, the traditional worshippers, there are consequences when you take things that does not belong to you. There is no shortcut about it. You must surely get it. Now so it be. Anybody when collect something when not be your own, last, it dey suffer am. You understand? As Nigerians continue to debate the outcome of the February 25th presidential elections that were conducted by the Professor Mahmoud Yakubu led Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Labour Party chieftain Dr. Yunusa Tanko has come out to insist that Peter Obi's perceived loss in the polls have far more reaching consequences than those who narrate the electoral processes can ever imagine. Speaking during an interview on News Central TV's Politics headquarters a few hours ago, Dr. Tanko, who is a spokesman for the Labour Party Presidential Candidates Council, dismissed claims being made by opposition camps that the Labour Party's plan to protest against INEC's failure to grant Obi's lawyers access to election materials could have serious consequences, especially to the space and safety of Nigerians, as it could be hijacked by hoodlums. In response to the warnings, the Labour Party chieftain urged that the consequences of stealing Obi's mandate on the ballots were far more serious because it has destroyed the psychology of the Nigerian people who invested a lot of emotions and energy into the just concluded elections. He said, "I am a field marshal. When it comes to demonstrations and protests, I led the Save Nigeria movement in Abuja, so I am well grounded on the issue of protests. What we do is notify the Inspector General of Police to provide us with security because of those who are trying to blackmail us by asking if we know the consequences of our protest being hijacked. But the question I want to ask those who put us in this situation by stealing Obi's mandate is, do they know the consequences of what they have done? Do they know the psychological trauma that has been dealt to the Nigerian youth? Do they know the consequences of their actions against the Nigerian state and the advancement of democracy that a lot paid for with their lives? I am also guessing they do not know the consequences of manipulating a process in which Nigerians had placed their absolute trust for the first time in the history of this country. Many Nigerians flew into this country to take part in our electoral process, a clear contrast from what we have always seen in the past. People used to run away from the country once it is election time. But this time around, Nigerians put all their interest into this process. People spent their hard-earned money to return to the country for the elections, only for us to now be faced with this kind of unbelievable situation, he said. It's really very unfortunate that we actually, found ourselves in this situation. And I don't even want to talk about the president-elect here, because as far as I'm concerned, the president-elect, Bola Tinubu, the APC presidential candidate, have no issue here. Whether I give anybody money or whether I give you anything or or he talk to you, say make you do wetin you do, that is just by the wayside. Just like what Peter Obi said. He said they are challenging the process that brought the president-elect here. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban, who is the president-elect. The process we are talking about. It's so sad when we continue to talk things that we're supposed to, overcome by now. Nigeria don't grow past this one now. If small countries they do election, they succeed and nobody they hear their voice. Waiting go come make Nigeria as big as Nigeria is. We are still talking about things like this. It's very, very shameful. Because these people will always want to look for a possible way that they want to do. Waiting that they call themselves, Nigerians go say mago mago. When they want to play their evil games, then they will change the whole thing. The INEC chairman gave us assurance that this election is going to be free and fair, transparent. He told us that with the use of Beaver's machine, as the election is going on, after the election, the results are being uploaded immediately to INEC server. So that means as the election is going on, people are seeing the results because the election is being uploaded to INEC portal. So if you did lose, you go still say you did lose. If you did fail, you go still no say. If you fail, you know say you don't fail. If you win, good for you. You know say now the process, everything, went through the reprocess. So if Peter Obi is saying today that his mandate, was being stalled, you cannot question that fact. Do you know why? Because INEC did not do what they supposed, to do. They told us something else and they did something else. This election were married with irregularities. We are not even talking about the late arrival of electoral materials. What about voter suppression? What of the thuggery? The manipulation of election results, among others. Are we even talking about all this? We should not be talking about this. That is just my point here. I'm dropping it here, guys. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section.